Hello, Tim from Fair Play Now on the 17th of December 2024. So I've made a couple of purchases recently, early Christmas presents to myself, I suppose you could call them. One of them's a book and one of them's a little course which I thought I'd buy, and it's all about really how you can defend yourself against the powers that shouldn't be. But more on that a little bit later on in the video. But first of all, I wanted to take you back in time. Really going to show my age here, but going right the way back to the early 80s or 80s in general. I remember how microchips were the big buzzword. It kind of went from being a really sort of rare thing, really brand new thing, exciting thing, and more marketers and businesses and products and marketers jumped on the whole microchip thing, or silicon chip thing as they were called originally, then became known as microchips. And every product ended up having them inside them, even ones where you sort of think, well, why does that kind of product even need a microchip? But it's just a marketing thing, really. I remember when cars started coming out with microchips on the engine management system. Oh yeah, this is going to revolutionize things. You know, everything's going to be so much more economical, sort of car-wise and petrol-wise. And then it eventually got to the stage where they were putting microchips into things like fridges and tumble dryers and kettles and toasters. You know, that's where I'd say they were sort of unnecessary, really. And fast forward 40 years and here we are with exactly the same scenario going on all over again. This time it's with AI, isn't it? I'm sure you're seeing more and more about AI sort of coming out. This has got AI in it, that's powered by AI. And I was just thinking a few days ago, pretty soon it's going to be like the whole microchip thing all over again, and I'm going to see an advert for a toaster that's got AI in it. And then blow me down, the next day I read this article and it was going on about this kind of really expensive, super duper fancy exercise bike which had AI in it. And I thought, blimey, I wasn't that far out. It's just in exercise bikes at the moment. Probably haven't quite got to toasters yet, but believe you me, at some point in 2025, you'll see an advert for a toaster, and the advert will be saying, oh yeah, it's got AI in it, so you'll never burn your toast ever again. Although it probably will, because that's how these things tend to work in real life, but never mind. So what do I think of AI? I know a lot of people in the freedom movement will think it's an evil thing, think that it's going to be used by the powers that shouldn't be to aid our imprisonment and enslavement. But I personally think it could be a double-edged sword, something that we can appropriate and use for our own ends as well. So if they can use it, we can use it. It's like in a battle, if you capture a sort of an enemy rifle or machine gun on the battlefield, even though it was being used against you sort of 5 minutes ago, you can now use it against the enemy yourself, kind of thing. So that's how I regard it. I don't know what you think, but I think AI could be, not saying definitely, but it could be something that the freedom movement can use in various ways to counter the powers that shouldn't be. Even if you use it to basically write lots of articles with all the proper facts in it, and basically flood the online space with articles which tell the actual truth. Maybe it could be used for that as just one example. Anyway, that's enough on AI. Let's get back to these things I've bought. So the book, I'm not going to tell you what the titles of these things are. More on that coming after I've actually read them or gone through them. But the book is all about basically what to do if you're confronted by tyrannical policing, if you're wrongfully arrested, basically what to say, how to act, how to spot if they're acting properly or improperly, and what to do if you suspect they are acting improperly. So I think it's going to be a very useful book indeed, and something we need. We saw just how tyrannical some of the police were 4 or 5 years ago on the marches and that sort of thing, where they were sort of throwing little old ladies down on the ground. And that kind of thing. And then more recently, we had this lady, this woman, I can't remember where she was, somewhere in England anyway, where the police came and visited her only a couple of months ago, apparently for some tweets that she put out, not even recently, a good year or so ago, that supposedly someone had taken offence at, although the police wouldn't say what the tweets were, how they caused offence, or indeed who the people were who were offended by it. Which to me all goes against your rights to know who your accusers are, what the accusations are, and to so that you can counter them properly. But yeah, it's this kind of thing that we need to guard against, and that's why I bought this book. And the course, it's like an online course which I've gone for. I actually first saw this course a couple of years ago, but it's always a bit on the high-priced side. Can never really afford it, but they sent me through an email saying that it was on a really, really good discount, which brought it down to just about an affordable price for me. So I've decided to take a punt on it. And again, it's all about arming yourself with knowledge so that we can take appropriate actions against tyrannical government, tyrannical policing, tyrannical courts. And how can you describe this course? I suppose loosely it could be described as a common law course, but I think the people who run the course wouldn't like me saying that because their view is that common law is just as bad really as legal law that you get in the courts and that sort of thing. But they're more about just acting under the natural law, God's law, Creator's law, whatever you want to say. It's about really putting people on notice, or sort of a man or woman that's you've believed to have committed trespass against you, putting them on notice, seeking remedy, and that kind of thing. So, and apparently, if you get the knowledge, the proper knowledge, the police and the courts won't want you anywhere near them, basically, because it's a bit like, well, to use their analogy, it's a bit like sort of going in the ring against Mike Tyson. They're all the way up there, they know everything. They've got the skill, they've got the muscle, and you're all the way down here, sort of a tiny little entity that they can crush, just as soon as they want. But if they get into the ring with Mike Tyson got into the ring with Tyson Fury. I'm not even sure if they're in the same class of boxing, so bear with me if they're not. But if Mike Tyson got in the ring with Tyson Fury, it'd be a whole different ball game, because it'd be Tyson Fury who would have the upper hand, because he's obviously a lot younger than Mike Tyson is now, or at least it'd be a much more level playing field. And these tyrants, they don't like level playing fields, so if they sort of think they're going to come off worse, they just won't want to know you. So that is kind of the thing, very loosely, what this course is going to teach me. I've already been through the first module. There's about 10 of them. and it already looks like quality. It really looks like a good quality course. I'm impressed so far. Whether that continues remains to be seen, but I'm looking forward to going through it over Christmas. It's going to be part of my Christmas viewing or reading on the list of things to do over the Christmas period. So looking forward to going through that, and I'll be reporting on both of those in the very near future, either over Christmas or shortly in the new year. So watch this space, but I think it's going to be exciting, and I think we do need ways of properly defending ourselves against the tyrants, and which I think we need to do. This Labour government are sort of just getting more and more out of hand by the day. They're now talking about actually cancelling elections, not having elections, because we've got a load of those coming up in May next year for local council elections. Talking about cancelling some of them. So yeah, it just looks like they're going absolutely insane. We need to defend ourselves against them, and that is part of the reason why I've made these purchases, and I look forward to giving you my findings in due course. Anyway, gonna leave it there. Back soon. Tim from Fair Play Now. Thanks for watching.